Hey, it's Sarah with Loaves and Dishes, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make lemon meringue pie. Also, I'm sitting outside recording this, so that's why the birds are extra loud today. So, you're going to take 5 eggs and you're going to separate them into whites and to yolks. We're going to use the yolks first. The yolks are going to get cooked in the, in the filling, and then the whites are going to be what makes the meringue on top. So you just want to separate them. I like to use my hands when I'm separating for something like this, just because I feel like I can get the most egg white off of the yolk. You want to get as much off as possible. That's pretty important for the custard part, the filling, to really work correctly. But you don't have to use your hands. You could just use the eggshells, but I just think that my hands work the best. They do make little tools that you can buy for this, but I've never bought one. I don't know how good they work because my hands were free. The only downside is your hands get covered in egg, and then you have to wash them, but that's easily fixable. So, and I got a little eggshell in there, so I used the other eggshell to get that out. This one just did not want to separate, this last one. It was really hanging on. There we go. So now you're going to set your egg whites aside, and then you're going to whisk your egg yolks. You want to mix them pretty well. You want to make sure everything's broken up, there's no clumps, that kind of thing. So in your pot, you're going to add 1.5 cups of water. You're going to add a cup of sugar. And then you're going to add 1/3 cup of cornstarch. Seems like a lot, but it's because you need it to get thick. Then you're going to add the zest of 1 lemon, and if you wanted it lemonier, you could add more zest. I think you could add the zest of 2 or 3 lemons, and it would probably still taste good. And then you want to add 1/2 cup of lemon juice. I'm using fresh squeezed. You can use the lemon juice that comes in the bottle, but I think that for this, fresh squeezed is best. This is going to be one of those times where I'm like, yeah, you might want to squeeze your own. But if you need to make this and all you have is the lemon juice that comes in a bottle, that will work just fine. And then I thought that I had gotten some seeds in, and so I just used the juicer to strain it. So now I've got that on the stove. I'm whisking it, and I'm going to heat it up for like 5 to 6 minutes until it's bubbly. And it thickens up quickly because of the cornstarch, so just keep an eye on it. That bird was really taking offense. And then once it gets warm and it's nice and bubbly, you want to slowly temper your egg yolks, which means you take a little bit of the hot mixture, you put it in with the egg yolks, and you whisk it as fast as you possibly can so that it doesn't scramble, so that you don't get scrambled egg yolks. And you want to do that several times until you're sure that the egg yolks are heated up as much as they need to be before you slowly add the egg yolks back into the pot. And you can see how small that drizzle is. I didn't speed this up. This is real time. I'm whisking as fast as I possibly can and dribbling just a tiny amount in at one time. Goose, I'm recording. Stop. So I'm still adding the egg yolks. So once you add everything in, you're going to heat it back up for a couple minutes, just until it's nice and bubbly again. This just makes sure that the egg yolks are cooked and, that everything's homogeneous. That's a big word for me this morning. So then I like to use a graham cracker crust. Most lemon meringue pie recipes will use a regular pie crust. That seems wrong to me. I like graham cracker crust. If you want to use a regular pie crust, go for it, but it's graham cracker for me. So now we're going to make our meringue. So you're going to take those egg whites and you're going to add some sugar, some cream of tartar. It took me a minute to find mine, which is why you don't see me add it. And you can also add some vanilla. And you want to whip it until it's a stiff peak, and that is a stiff peak. When it holds up on its own and it's not flopping over, that's a stiff peak. Then you want to very, very gently put that on top of your pie. Meringues are very delicate, and they will lose the air that you've whipped into them very quickly. So you want to be careful when you're zhuzhing this around. You also want to be careful that you don't mess up the top of the pie, the lemon part. Not that it would matter, but because it's covered up by meringue. But anyway, so you just want to spread it around. And then I wanted some little divots, little mountains, I don't know what to call it, on top of mine. So I kind of zhuzhed it a little bit as best I could. It felt a little silly doing this, but whatever. And then I blowtorched it. Some people put it in the oven, but I had a blowtorch, and I was like, you know what, this is going to be great. I don't think you have to do this part, but it does make the meringue kind of marshmallowy and kind of like a toasted marshmallow. It's really delicious, but please don't go out and buy a blowtorch. It's not necessary. I think you could just stick it in the oven for a couple minutes, on broil. But if you do that, make sure you watch it. Watch it really well, because who knows what could happen. Anyways, there it is. All done, all bruleed. It was absolutely delicious. I love a lemon meringue pie. And if you try this recipe, be sure to let us know in the comments. And if you want to see more recipes, be sure to check out loavesandishes.net. And thank you for watching. Bye.